Hi, guys. Welcome back. And this is the battle for first place. And man, this is a big series. The Pirates of the Giants here, I think, is for a 3-game series. Pirates at 12-1, Giants at 11-3. There's Castiglione hits a little ground ball over to Mize, the first baseman, flips over to Monty Kennedy, the pitcher, for the first out. And here comes Ralph Kiner. Ralph Kiner takes one low, 1-0 the count on him. And there's another one that's low, 2-0. Giants there are a game and a half behind the Pirates for first place here in the National League. 3-1 is the count on Ralph Kiner. Next pitch to him is low, and that's a walk. He didn't go, and that brings up Eddie Bachman. Eddie Bachman, not exactly a great power hitter, but we have him hitting third for whatever reason I had before for doing that, and he gets a base hit over to center field that falls in front of the great Scott, and there are runners on first and second now for the Pirates, who like to strike early. Here's Clyde McCulloch. And there's a foul ball at the plate. 0-1 the count on Clyde, and there's 1-1 as he takes a ball. There's a ground ball over to Gordon, the third baseman. Steps on the bag for one, throws over to first for the double play. We go to the bottom of the first inning, and here is Willard Marshall. Marshall up there takes a ball, and as I'm going through this, I just realized I don't have everything quite ready. But I will remedy that here in a second, and we'll get this part open here, and we'll get this thing over here open as well. Just want to make sure that it's a little bit easier for me when we come across some interesting play-by-play examples and other stuff in this game to save everything so I'm not clicking around all over the place. 2-0 now the count on Marshall, and he hits one over to right field, and that one hooks around the pole, and that is gone. Barely a fair ball. 1-0 Giants here in the early going, and he really teed off against Bill Worley. And it's 1-0 just like that. And hey, maybe this will be an interesting year for the Giants after all. The Giants in real life up to this point actually were playing pretty well. They were tied with the Dodgers for, I believe, third place or so with a 7-7 record. Of course, in this replay, they're playing crazy well. Here's Sid Gordon, and he hits a little soft one, line drive over to Castiglione, the shortstop, for the first out. Here's Whitey Lockman. 1-0 Giants after the leadoff home run by Marshall. And it's a 0-2 count there on Lockman, 1-2, as he takes the ball. And there's a sinker, 2-2. And there's a ball hit over to right field with something under it, and it's over Westlake's head, and that's a home run. 2 home runs here in the first inning for the New York Giants. And they're starting to really turn on the power. And I'll tell you this, the Pirates, though they've played well here in the early going, have not played a team quite like the Giants. And you know that the Pirates had that big winning streak, and I believe that they beat the Dodgers during that streak, if I remember right. But they haven't played a team that's been playing as well as this Giants team. 2-0 Giants here, and here's Bobby Thompson, who's another home run threat. He takes a pitch high and outside, and he's able to check his swing there for that second one. 2-0 the count. And there's a pop-up, and McCulloch can't quite get to it. 2-1 now the count. And there's a base hit through the hole between first and second into right field. Thompson on at first, and here's Johnny Mize. And attempted to pick off play, and that's not happening. Nothing going on. 1-0 is now the count, and it's still 1-0 as Mize still up there. Takes a ball, 2-0 the count. There's a curveball in there for a strike, and it's 2-1. And there's one over into the line into the corner. That's off the base of the wall, but that is called foul there the last second there by the umpire. And there's a little bit of controversy here that is not necessarily stated in the play-by-play, but you can kind of feel it, especially with this situation and with all the tension. This is one of the reasons why Diamond Mine Baseball is such a fun game to play, because of the play-by-play and what it adds. Another one fouled off. 2-2 still the count on Mize. And fouls that one off as well. Got to get a new bat. And there's a curveball outside, full count on him now. And there's a ground ball over to the right side. Hop has it, throws over to Castiglione for one. Tries to go back to Hop, but Mize just able to beat it out. There's 2 away here, bottom of the first. Still 2-0 Giants. And Cooper hits one deep to left. Lockman goes back and gets that one. And we go to the top of the second inning. Here's Monty Bascal. 1-0 now the count on Monty. And he fouls one off, and it's 1-1. And there's a fastball inside. 1-2 now the count. And there's a fly ball over to Marshall in right field for the first out. And here comes Wally Junich, who takes a fastball in there for a strike. There's a ball to him. 1-1 the count. And there's one popped up over to the right side. And finally, it's Gordon who grabs that. Is that right? Oh, right in front of the plate. My apologies. And there were a whole bunch of other players around him. I'm not sure why Sid Gordon ends up making this catch. That's really kind of a interesting play, because you have all of these other fielders who, I'm just looking at the ratings, who are better rated. But for whatever reason, I guess the catcher wasn't really paying a lot of attention, and that one could have dropped. If that dropped, I'm not sure if that was going to land on the plate or right in front of it. Because if that lands right in front of the play, that could be a single, and that would be a real embarrassing play. Boy, that would really get people's attention. Instead, we have 2 outs now, and here's Wally Westlake, and there's a ball high to him, 1-0 the count. And there's one bounced over to Kerr, the shortstop, throws to first for the out, and that's the 3rd out. Go to the bottom of the 2nd, and here is Buddy Kerr, who takes a ball high. And there's one down in the dirt, 2-0 the count on him, and he looks at a strike. 2-1 now on Kerr. That one's high and inside, 3-1's the count, and there's one hit hard to right field and deep. Westlake goes back, though, and grabs it for the 1st out. Jack Lork now takes a curveball inside for a ball, and another sinker inside, 2-0 the count on Lork, and there's a breaking ball inside, 3-0. 3-1 as that sinker's in there. Sinker at the knees, and it's a full count on him. And there's a little ground ball over to Pascal, throws over to Hop for the out, 2 away. Here's Monty Kennedy. It takes a sinker outside for a ball, 1-0 the count. There's a little ground ball over to Bachman, the 3rd baseman. He throws to first for the out. We go to the top of the 3rd, Johnny Hop now. And there's a high pitch to him, 1-0, and another one high, 2-0 now the count. Fastball to look good, but that's called for a ball. And 3-0 pitch is in there for a strike. And Hop swings and misses at the next pitch. Full count now on Hop. And there's a swing and a foul tip, but Cooper can't hold on. Another ball fouled off. Diamond Mine loves fouling these balls off. Another one fouled off. And there's a little fly ball over to Marshall, who gets the grab in right field for the 1st out. Bill Worley up there now. And there's a ball to him to start it off. And there's one fouled away, 1-1 the pitch. And that one's fouled off. It's 1-2. Kennedy finally getting ahead of one of these hitters. And there's a little ground ball over to Kennedy. Throws over to first for the out, 2 away. And here's Castiglione. And there's one low and inside on him, 1-0 the count. There's a pitch that's low, but is swung on and missed for a strike, 1-1, 2-1 now as he looks at another ball. And that's fouled away, 2-2 now the count. There's a ground ball right past Kennedy, and through the box for a base hit. That'll bring up Kiner now, runner on first base, 2-0 Giants, but Kiner can hit one out of the Polo Grounds easily. 1-0 now the count on Ralph, 2-0, hitting .400 this season. And there's ball 3 to him, 3-0 now the count on Ralph, and there's ball 4 around the knees, and he walks again, 2nd time he's walked in this game. That brings up Eddie Bachman, and he takes a ball, 1-0 the count. This can change in a hurry. And there's a ground ball over to Lork, the 2nd baseman, throws to first for the out. We go to the bottom of the 3rd, and here's Willard Marshall again. And he takes 2 straight balls, 2-0 the count, swings and misses at 1, and it's 2-1. That one's fouled upstairs, 2-2 now. And there's a little bouncer just outside of first base foul. And there's a ground ball over to Bachman at 3rd, throws to first for the out, 1 away. Here comes Sid Gordon. There's a ball to Sid, 1-0 the count. And that's under the hands on him, 2-0 now. And there's a line drive to left field that's just foul, 2-1 now the count on Sid Gordon. He hits a little ground ball over to first base. And boy, what happened on this one? So Gordon ends up on first base with a base hit. What happened is Worley grabbed that one, and he tried a diving tag on Gordon. And Gordon ends up avoiding the tag and ends up being called safe at first base on that play. And boy, what a play. What a thing to have happen in a game like this with all of the importance around this one, as this is really the first of the, I believe, 3-game battle for first place. And Gordon just able to get away with the base hit. And there's a runner on first base now for the Giants. And that brings up Whitey Lockman. Lockman up there, we're going to have him swing away for the very beginning of this. He takes a strike. Let's have Gordon run here. And there's a little pop-up, a little league pop-up over to Pascal. Gordon able to run back, and that's the 2nd out. Here's Bobby Thompson. We'll just have him swing away. There's a strike to Thompson, 0-1 the count on him now. And there's a ball, 1-1. And there's a pop foul, 1-2 now the count. And there's a pitch in the dirt, 2-2. That's one that swung and rolled down the third base line, and it's Worley who makes a bad play on that one again. And he pounces on that one, fires it to first base, and he ends up throwing that into the dirt past Hop, and that ends up being a two-base error, allows Thompson to get to second, Gordon to get to third base. And let's see if that ends up hurting the Pirates or not. This looks a little bit more like what I was expecting the Pirates to be at the very beginning of the season. This is, I know that it's early and that things will revert back to where they're normally supposed to be, but it's still kind of painful to see that happen and to see the Pirates kind of throw this one away. Two bad plays here by Worley here in the early going. 0-2 now the count on Mize, and Bill's hot, I tell you that. He fouls one off, and then there's the pitch high, 1-2 now, and that one's low, 2-2 now the count on Johnny Mize. That one's high, full count now on Mize. And he swings and misses, and that does it, and that's the end of that inning. So much for that chance. Here comes Clyde McCulloch now, top of the fourth inning, takes a strike. 2-0 still Giants, as that's in there for a ball. Ground ball over to Gordon, a third, throws to first for the out, one away. Here's Monty Pascal, and there's a strike on the outside edge to him, 0-1 the count. Here's a ball to him, and it's 1-1, and there's a bouncer over to Kerr at short, but Gordon cuts in front of him, makes the play. So much for that poor rating. 2 outs, and here's Wally Junitz, who swings and misses. Fouls one off. 0-2 now the count on Wally. And that's one away, 1-2 now. And that's a ball that's also away, 2-2. And there's one fouled back, still 2-2. And there's strike 3 called in the inside corner. That does it. We go to the bottom of the fourth inning, and here's Walker Cooper, and he takes a breaking ball inside for a ball, 1-1. 1-1 now the count after that strike, my mistake. 1-2 as he fouls one off. And there's another one that's fouled off. And there's a line shot down the third base line, but just foul. Another one fouled, and that's a foul ball again. There's one that's hit deep to left field, and that is gone, and that's a home run for Cooper, and it's 3-0 Giants in this big one. And here comes Buddy Kerr, and he takes a strike. 0-1 now the count, 1-1 now. And boy, Worley not having a great game. 1-2 now the count on Kerr, and he lines one into right center field for a base hit. It brings up Jack Lork, and the Giants have something going on here, and there is a base hit into left field. And Kerr is making the turn at second base. And the question is, do we send him or not? Probably not with the 3-0 lead. Here comes Monty Kennedy with nobody out, and we're going to bunt. And the infield's in at the corners, and there's one fouled off. There's a breaking ball below the knees. 1-1 now the count on Kennedy, and he takes one high, 2-1 now. And there's the bunt drop third base side, but that one rolls foul. We're going to try one more time. That one's bunted out straight out in front. It's a good bunt, and Worley makes the only play he has, which is over to Pascal covering at first base. That will move the runners up to second and third, and here comes Willard Marshall, who, like Kiner, is hitting 400. Let's see if they pitch to him. They will. There's a curveball that's high, 1-0 the count. And there's one chopped over to third base, and we don't need to score, so we're going to hold Kerr at third, and Bachman throws over to Hop at first for the out, 2 away, and here comes Sid Gordon. There's a strike to Gordon, 0-1 now the count, 0-2 as he fouls that one off. Hop just can't get to it. 1-2 now as that one's high. That one's high again, 2-2 now the count, and there's one, boy, that was lined over third base, but just foul, 2-2 still, and there's a ground ball over to third base, and Castiglione actually goes over and grabs that one, throws over to first for the out. We go to the top of the fifth, and here's Wally Westlake, and there's a ball to Wally. And Kennedy pops him up. Lork has it for the first out, second baseman. Here comes Johnny Hop. There's a fastball up and in, and to the basket for a ball. And there's a little bunt that goes high into the air and is foul. And Hop ends up grounding over to Kerr, throws to first for the second out. And here's Bill Worley. And he fouls one off. 0-1 the count on Bill. And there's a little ground ball over to Kerr. Shortstop throws to first for the out. We go to the bottom of the fifth. Whitey Lockman up there takes the strike. 0-1 the count on him. And there's a ground ball over to Hop. And Hop just can't get it to it. And that one is another poor play by the Pirates. And that's a single that shouldn't have been. That's absolutely right. Lockman ends up on first base for the single. And man, I tell you, I've told you this before. I've created this collection of play-by-play of awful plays, and we've had quite a few here by the Pirates in this one. Bobby Thompson now fouls one off. 0-1 the count on him. And fouls another one off. It's 0-2 and takes a curveball inside. 1-2 now the count. And he swings his jam, fouls that one back. 1-2 still. That one's out wide. 2-2 now. And there's a ground ball past Worley and into center field for a base hit. And we're going to just play it safe here with Lockman. And now there are two runners on first and second. Johnny Mize comes up there, 3-0 Giants, and a chance to add more. Nobody out in this one. There's a ball on him and a little pop fly over to Bachman. That's an infield fly for the first out. Walker Cooper now. One out, bottom of the fifth inning. There's a ball to Cooper. He fouls one off of his foot, and there is a fly ball over to Kiner in left field. It's deep enough for Lockman to advance. Ralph Kiner makes the play, not quite deep enough to be a home run. And first pitch to Buddy Kerr, almost a wild pitch, and then there's a ground ball over to Pascal, the second baseman, throws to first for the out. Here comes Castiglione. There's pitch number 1 to him as a ball, and there's another ball to him, 2-0 the count. And there's one fouled off the catchers, 2-1. There's a ground ball over to Lork, the second baseman, throws to first for the out. Here comes Ralph Kiner, who's been walking all day, takes the ball. and swings and misses at that one for a strike. And there's one outside, 2-1 the count now on Kiner. That's fouled back to the left. It's 2-2. There's a sinker low, and is he going to get another walk? And oh man, he hits that one, belts that one to center field, but the wrong part of the ballpark to hit it to. And Bobby Thompson goes back and gets that one, 2 away. And here comes Eddie Bachman, takes a ball, and then hits one over to Marshall in right field for the out. We go to the bottom of the 6th inning, and here comes Jack Lorick. There's a curveball outside to Lorick, and there's a little ground ball back up the middle for a base hit. And so Lorick is the runner on at first base again. We're going to have him do a little hit and run here with Kennedy up there. And instead, Kennedy swings and misses, and Lorick is thrown out stealing, and that's the first out of the inning. And Worley ends up striking out Kennedy for the second out, and here's Willard Marshall. That's a ball high to him, and he swings and misses at 1 down, 1-1. There's a fly ball over to Westlake in right field, makes the play, inning over. Clyde McCulloch now, Pirates only with 2 hits in this game, takes a ball, takes another ball. 2-0 now the count, swings and misses at 1-2-1 now. That one's low, 3-1 now the count of McCulloch, and he fouls one over to the right side but out of play. There's a ground ball over to Mize, makes a good play on that, does it himself to the bag, 1 away. Here's Monty Pascal, and he takes the ball, 1-0 the count. And there's a little liner over to Lorick, who does it himself, second out. And here's Wally Judnich, who takes the strike. And there's a fastball around the knees, but that's called a ball, 1-1 now the count. 1-2 as Judnich falls behind. And it's still 1-2, fouls one off, and still 1-2 is the count. And he lays off of 1-2-2. And there's one fouled off once again, and there's a breaking ball, and it's a little ground ball over to Kerr, throws to first for the out. We go to the bottom of the 7th inning. Here's Sid Gordon. There's a little ground ball up the middle. Castiglione makes the play, 1 away. Here's Whitey Lockman, and he takes a strike, 1-0 the count. 0-1 the count, sorry. 1-1 now as he takes a ball, and then he fouls one back, and McCulloch has that one for the out. There's 2 outs, and here's Bobby Thompson. There's a ball low and away to Thompson, and he fouls that one in the dugout. 1-1 now the count. And there's one away, 2-1. And he fouls one straight back, 2-2 now the count. There's a ground ball over to Castiglione to short. Makes the play, throws to first for the out. We go to the top of the 8th inning now, and that'll bring up Wally Westlake here for the Pirates, who takes one low, 1-0 the count. And he belts one over to right field, and that's down the line, and that baby is gone. And that makes this a 3-1 ball game. And you knew that something like that was going to happen. Wally Westlake hits a solo home run, only hit number 3 for the Pirates. And that is going to make this game interesting again. I was about to say that this Pirates team, I think, is a little bit too good to just go down quietly like that. And here comes Johnny Hopp now, and there's a bouncer over to Lorick at second base, makes the play, throw over to first for the first out of the inning. Here's Ed Stevens, 3-1 now the ball game. Stevens takes the ball, 1-0 the count, and there's a fastball high, 2-0. Ball 3 off the plate, and there's a strike to him that the announcer says wasn't a strike. There's a ground ball over to Lorick, makes the play, throws to first for the out, 2 away, and here's Castiglione. And he gets a piece of that one, 0-1 the count on him, 1-1 now. And it's 1-2 as he swings and misses at 1. There's one foul back, still 1-2. There's a chopper up to the middle, and Kerr has it, throws to first for the out. The damage was minimal, only the 1 run on the home run. And Bob Muncrief comes in here in relief for the Pirates, and he's going to face Johnny Mize here first. And there's a ground ball over to Castiglione. He makes the play, throws to first for the out. Walker Cooper now. It's a hard ground ball down the third base line that goes just foul. 0-1 now, and it's 0-2 as he swings and misses at that one. Fouls one back, still 0-2. And he swings in his jam, still 0-2 the count. And there's a line shot to the right side, and Cooper will wind up at second base with a double. And that brings up Buddy Kerr now with 1 out, bottom of the 8th inning. And there's a strike on him, 0-1 now, and there's one fouled off the thumbs. It's 0-2, and there's a pop-up over to the left side, and it's Bachman, the third baseman, who has that one for the out. Jack Lorick up there now, runner on second base, and they're going to walk Lorick intentionally, and we're going to keep Kennedy in this game, and he does draw an ovation. And we love seeing this. Of course, that's that little bit of flavor that we get from this game from time to time. Which is one of those things that Diamond Mine Baseball really does so well, where it will remind you of sort of the good pitching performance that your good pitchers have when they come up to hit at the very end. And I knew that we had to let Kennedy stay in there to get that applause. He hits a fly ball over to center field. Judnich has it for the out. We go to the top of the 9th inning. Here's Ralph Kiner, and he can turn your smile upside down really quickly. There's a ball to Ralph. There's one shoulder high for another ball, 2-0 the count, and there's ball 3 low and away. They're going to walk him. And now we get a strike, and they're 3-1 the count. There's one inside for a ball. And Kiner probably is not going to see his 10-game hitting streak be extended here. That's for sure. But having said that, I think that the right thing to do in this situation is to walk him instead of risking him hitting the solo home run. That brings up Bachman now. Bachman with Kiner on at first base. Kiner's fast. There's a strike in there to Eddie, and there's a little foul ball. It's 0-2 is the count, and there's a fastball at the knees, and that is not called a strike. That's called a ball. There's one high and outside, and there's one that's outside again. Full count on him now. This one's hit over to right field, and Marshall makes an amazing play on that one. And my goodness, that's a one-handed snag by Willard Marshall, who led this game off with that home run, and he took away an extra base hit from Bachman and turns that into a really, really good play out there. Kiner does not tag up. Now, I'm going to tell you one of the secrets here about Diamond Mine Baseball. If you have a runner on first base, he's never going to tag up and advance to second on a ball like that, even though in real life he probably would. That's one of the little bugs about the game that you realize after time goes on. Here's Clyde McCulloch, and he fouls one off. 0-1 now the count. There's strike two to him, 0-2, and that fastball misses. It's 1-2, and there's one hit high and hard to Lockman in left field. He has it for the out, and that's the second out, and that will bring up Monty Pascal. And boy, I tell you, the Pirates have been hitting these balls to the right part of the ballpark and have been hitting it hard, but just not hard enough. And that is going to, as I said, bring up Monty Pascal. And he is kind of the last chance that the Pirates have in this one. There's a strike to him right off the bat, 0-1 the count. And there's one swung on and missed, and it's 0-2 now the count. And there's a foul ball, still 0-2. And there's one hit deep to right field, and Marshall has it for the out, and that is going to be the ball game. So the Giants are able to win this one 3-1. It looked like they were going to run away with it at times, as they have 11 hits to the Pirates' lowly 3 hits in this game. But even saying that, you have to be careful with this because of this Pirate club and what they've been hitting like. The last 3 men up to bat for the Pirates all had a chance to tie this ball game as they hit the ball there to those very, very shallow parts of the ballpark down the line here at the Polo Grounds, and that was really, really close to being a tie game. May have been much more exciting. I hope that you enjoyed that one. I sure did, and I will talk with you tomorrow. See you then. Bye.